Hello and welcome. I am Scrapperlock, and this is City of Heroes on the server Rebirth. We're with a level 5 Stalker, Tiger Shrike. We have 1800 XP. We need 1100 to get to level 6 and get our movement power, which will be super speed. And we have 4474 information. Um, so we have two new contacts, Message Man, who's a bunch of question marks, but Calvin Scott. And Calvin Scott is with the Resistance. We're trying to be with them, so we're going to go ahead and call him. And he says, "Good to see you're on board with the Resistance, Tiger Shrike. Remember this? We need you on the inside, so play your part. We've planned everything around it. Now then, let's see what we can do to take the fight to Cole." So we ask about available missions, and he says, we can either do... Have you heard of Ricochet? She's one of the finest members of the Resistance. Always willing to take the good fight to Cole and his dogs. If you really want to give us a hand on the front lines, speak with her. Ricochet is the first contact in the Crusaders storyline for the Resistance. Crusaders are ruthless members of the Resistance who are willing to do whatever it takes to bring down Cole. Or there's a young man named Robert Flores. He's a journalist. He's also one of us working topside. He's looking into some matters for us, but he can't do it alone. Flores is the first contact in the Warden chain of the Resistance. The Wardens are members of the Resistance who are out to free people. I think that's what we want to do, because we're going to end up being heroic. So we're going to speak with Robert Flores. And I really wish there was a way to see... I really wish there was a way to see, like how many... Like how much, sort of... How many sort of good points or resistance points we have versus bad points, loyalist points. There must be a tally somewhere, but it's not showing us. In when you're doing the vigilante versus hero missions in City of Heroes, they have like a little thing under the contacts, I think. There's another tab for alignment. So I don't know. This is like being sort of kept hidden from us. I wish there was a way to see it. There probably is, and I'm just not finding it. Yeah, I don't know. And, oh, I thought I missed that. Alright, so there's Robert Flores, and he says, Tiger Shrike, hey Tiger Shrike, I heard from someone that you'd be sent here to talk to me. That's cool, that's cool. Powers of Vision, right? Yeah, that's interesting. I can totally use your help, in doing stories. When you're ready to help me, find some interesting stories, just let me know. And I say, let's get started. And he says, whoa, I thought they were kidding, but they obviously weren't. Your Powers Division, I can't believe this. Finally, people are waking up, man. I'm so excited to be working with you. You have no idea. There's a lot that's going to happen with you and me. Believe me when I say that. When we're done here, we'll be so far down the rabbit hole that we won't even know how to get back out. So what are the available missions? And he says, so this is part 1 of A Day in the Life of Mr. G. You know how Cole and his group work with information, Tiger Shrike? I'd tell you how. They try to make us forget what happened by changing what's written in history. Nothing major, of course. There's no then Cole made the earth and it was good. But it's the small things that begin to add up. My father took part in the Hamadan Wars. He was part of a group of civilians who banded together to fight off the monsters of the devouring earth. But he didn't support Cole, and now he and his group aren't mentioned anywhere, just wiped from history. Imagine 20 years from now, people will think it was just Cole and Pretoria White who cleaned things up. My point in all this is that we need to take back control of information, which means hacking into the cameras that oversee Nova. How are we going to do that without getting caught? And he says, that's a good question. That's why I need your help with it. After all, you're a fine, upstanding member of the Powers Division. Me, if I did it as a normal citizen, I'd never be seen again. You, though, if people come up and start asking questions, you could just say you were using the cameras to find traitors. Here in Pretoria, you're almost invincible if you claim your actions are to hunt down traitors. It's a good thing to know, don't you think? And the cameras all around the city. They are all around the city. Hack one of them and let me know if you find anything interesting. So we're going to hack a camera. Alright. select task. I need to get back up. One of the problems with super speed is going to be vertical height. I might need to get something like combat jumping just to get a little extra height. Or hover or something like that, just so that we can get over walls and stuff, because it's quite annoying not to be able to do that. Really, super jump is so much my favorite power, but I just see this character as a super speed character because that's the way I played her for so long in the old version of City of Heroes back in like 2005, that yeah, I kind of can't see her as anything but a super speedster. Of course, back then, you couldn't even get super speed till level 14. What are we going in through here? Oh, there's the camera. Now, is he going to attack me? Clue found. And the clue says, we see camera footage of a man in a suit meeting with a nondescript PPD official. The PPD official gives the man a folder and then walks away, and there are some words on the folder. We can only make out one. Polstra. Praetor Duncan walks up to speak with the man, and you increase the volume to overhear her calling the man Mr. G. The two speak for a few minutes, and then Praetor Duncan appears very angry. Before walking off camera, Mr. G looks directly into the camera and smiles before getting into his black windowed car. The black window car pulls up off the street, up to a street corner, and there's a man from the Ministry of Information who awaits. The man from the ministry enters the car. 15 minutes later, he exits with a folder in his hand. You're able to make out the name on the folder. It's Eddie Polstra. So he says, amazing job, Tiger Shrike. With these cameras working for us, we can dig through a lot more information about Emperor Cole's lies. You said you found some interesting information on there? Mr. G? Oh man, that guy has all kinds of bad news. At least that's what my sister says. I wonder who his sister is. He deals in all sorts of conspiracies in Pretoria. So what was he dealing with this time? The Ministry of Information and some guy named Eddie Polstra? That's weird, even for him. Why would he be dealing with something like that? There must be more to this Polstra guy that meets the eye. I think we've got a little mystery to solve. We asked him about available missions, and part 2 is Little Box, Little Signal. So I think if we want to move forward to this, we need to see if anyone else in the Resistance has heard of this Eddie Polstra guy, who he is, what he's up to, and why Mr. G is involved. To do that, we need to hook ourselves up to the static. It's the way members of the Resistance contact each other underground. It's tough to use, since it breaks up a bit, and normally the best reception in ghoul-infested areas. You normally get the best reception in ghoul-infested areas, which is weird, so you tend to get very mixed info, but you do get information. There's a box location nearby, deep in the tunnels, but, well, I mean, I guess you can see where I'm going with this, so I'm going to need to fight through ghouls to get to this box, and he says exactly, but it's not something that a Powers of Vision girl can't handle, right? And that's right. This information could be important. What if this Eddie Polstra guy is being kidnapped, slated for execution? Who knows what Cole and his guys could be up to with Eddie? We need to do something to help this guy, Tiger Shrike, even if that means going deep into a den of ghouls. I'd go with you, but wait, I don't think my sister would be happy to hear that I was torn apart by ghouls. Yeah. Okay, so do we have his phone number yet? We do, so then we can just call him up when the time comes, but in the meantime, we have a mission. Alright. So guys, this is the way it works with City of Heroes. Before you get moving powers, you're just sprinting back and forth. We do have a massive advantage as a Stalker. Nobody can see us. So we can just run around and run right past bad guys, and they will not attack us. We don't have to get into combat unless we want to get into combat, which is really awesome. Now, it's not foolproof. There are some powers that let you see through this, and some high-level bad guys like archvillains do have that. But at the low levels like this, there's nobody who's going to see us. And now we're going to go into the sewer. Which reminds me, at some point, I need to make a sewer costume for this character. So she's kind of hermetically sealed against the nastiness. Although the sewers in Pretoria aren't quite as filthy and disgusting as the ones in Paragon City. So we need to find the static box to access the network. I'm guessing we're going to go this way. Now we're going to find some ghouls, I guess. Wow, +1 enemies. We should be fine. Yeah, so they're yellow cons because they're +1 to me. This guy seems to be healing himself. But I can do that too, and better than you. And we got some salvage, guys. Not bad. We definitely want to get our crit. Oh, you know what? Level 6, we may not actually... As soon as we can get Assassin's Claw, we're going to have to get it. That might be level 6, I'm not really sure. I definitely want that power. It's even better than this. It does a one-shot, super powerful hit. So we need to find the box. I mean, theoretically, I could just run past all these guys. Yeah, aggroed this guy before I went back into hide. So where do I need to go here? Left, right? So there. Let's go ahead and let hide re-engage, and let me see what's on this side here. Okay, so this is a dead end. That's what I thought. Alright, so we're going to go this way. And I'm going to ignore these guys by the entrance because we don't really have to kill them. As a Stalker, you don't really have to kill anybody, except the guys at the end or people who are protecting a glowy or a hostage. But of course, you know, getting into combat is a huge amount of the fun of the game, so... I'm not going to just stealth past everybody. I'm not going to worry about stealth here. These guys are white cons. These two powers recharge pretty darn fast. It seems like one more attack power and we'll almost have a closed attack chain, and we certainly will once we have dual origin enhancements on this character. Yeah, these sewers are definitely a lot cleaner than the ones in Paragon City. It'd be cool if you sometimes had to like jump off the tracks to get out of the way of a subway or something. Wow. Alright, well we definitely want to fight these guys. Yeah, so when they die, they start what looks like a regeneration cycle on their adjacent guys that are in that radius when they die. And we'll see if this guy does it too. This is a pretty rough fight for a level 5 character, but that's alright. Alright, you see the green, and then this guy has green rings around his limbs, which is like healing. It's sort of like, what's the word for it? Regeneration. Not regeneration is the right word. Recovery, right? Where you're gaining a little bit of health, sort of as a heal over time. Definitely one of the best aspects of a Stalker is you can just wander all over the place and nobody can touch you until you find what you want. Now the risk is, if you wander all over the place and then you have to like quickly get out of the mission and you haven't cleaned up what's behind you, that could lead to some danger. You see these guys get rings around them, that means they're getting a bonus to their health, like to their health recovery. Oh man, stunning me a lot too, so we're definitely going to need integration as early as possible. That is a toggle that protects you against mesmerizing attacks like stun, or knockdown, or sleep, hold, immobilize, things like that. Yeah, one huge advantage to the Stalker with hide on, if you end up in a giant mission where it's just a ridiculous number of bad guys and you don't want to fight them all, unless it's a defeat all mission where then you have no choice, you can just hide, go through the mission, click on whatever glowies there are, defeat the boss, and you're done. Which means we'll be able to do more missions per level, because we're going to get less sort of total experience per mission. Right? Because each mission will give us less experience if we're killing less guys in it. Alright, let's see if we can find a glowy or something. There it is. Oh look, it's already marked. There we go. Use the static to contact the resistance. They're having a little trouble. There we go, Tiger Shrike. I'm BV. I heard about you. You guys can bet Eddie Polstra. Bad news, we don't know much about him. All we know is that he's one of Cole's new dogs, maybe a little more powerful than all of them. We need more information on him if you can get it. We've talked for too long. We need you to run now. The ghouls will be attacking. Find the mission exit. And these guys, I think, can see me because they're in ambush. Where's the mission exit then? Do we just head out back the way we came, or what? Or do we have to go a different way? Wish I had super speed now. There was another direction to go in one of these sewer areas, like over here, I believe, so it may be that we have to go that way. So there's nothing here. Maybe this way? That is a dead end. Okay. Well, we may as well beat these guys up. Gotta tell you, I love Scrappers and Stalkers. They're super fun to play. Even at this level, there's a sort of a nice aggressiveness to their play. And then with Stalkers, you also get the bonus of having the hide power. And I do love that we got this little self-heal that we can trigger every minute. It's quite nice. I'm guessing we just go to the exit. That's a dead end, right? I don't know. We'll see. I have this funny feeling that it's over here or something. But let's go back to the exit. This is actually what it used to be like, guys. I don't think when the game first started, I'm pretty sure you couldn't um, I'm pretty sure you couldn't just click exit mission up in the compass. You had to actually run back to the exit. So, how did it go, Tiger Shrike? You spoke with someone named BV? BV, not ringing a bell. Could it be? Nah, couldn't be her. Anyway, right, focus. Eddie doesn't need our help, huh? This makes things a little clearer. I guess Mr. G was trying to set things up for Cole's new dog. If Eddie is going to be working against us, then it means we need to do something drastic to find out more about him. I know just the thing. And part 3 is, okay, Tiger Shrike, if we want to get more information about Eddie, we're going to have to go to the source, the Ministry of Information. The only problem is that place is heavily guarded. Even someone like yourself would be refused entry into the labs where they keep their files. Good thing I have a plan to get you in there. I hope you don't mind, by the way, that I do keep throwing you into these situations. I get nervous about these things and wonder, does Tiger Shrike hate that I keep putting her into these bad situations? I hope you don't. And I'd love to do it myself. It's just, well, you're you and I'm me. So focus on what's the plan, what are we doing? So he says, right, some members of the resistance have planted several dud bombs around the ministry. They're going to evacuate the building now to scan the area for any more bombs. When you get inside, you'll have maybe 2 minutes tops to get in, get the files, and get out before the PPD arrive to scan the area. Now, if you're caught in there, you can explain what you're doing in there, but it'll be a nasty fight. But it'll be after a nasty fight. If you can find the folder that Mr. G had, it'll tell us everything we need to know. Now, I can probably do this in 2 minutes, because I won't have to fight anybody in there, but we'll have to see. So, let me just check how long we've been going. 22 minutes. Alright, we should be able to do this. And then we'll stop for now. We're almost halfway to 6th level, and then we will have super speed and be able to run much faster. I think it's 8th level we'll get access to Assassin's Strike, and I will grab it as soon as I get it. We should have some enhancements now. We have a few. Oh, we got some level 5s. That's nice. Let's make this a level 6. Very good. Level 5 damage. We can make this into a level 6 damage. Oh, didn't work, but what's a level 5? That's fine. Alright, now we got some salvage. Couple things. Any recipes? Not yet. Okay. So we're going to go inside. And let's see if they give us a 2-minute timer. The area is completely devoid of life for the moment. Soon the PPD will be crawling throughout the area. Okay. I heard a glowy. How the heck do you get to that? How the heck do you get to that? I guess we gotta go around. Look at this. I love how they make you go all the way around to get to something that was right there. And there's the file. Click. Now we have to get to the exit. So this is definitely going old school, where you have to manually walk. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Where you have to manually walk out the door. Not sure I'm a big fan, and that I normally like old school stuff, and that is the way they used to do it. But the problem I have with it is it's a huge waste of time. I mean, how boring is it to just walk through an empty set of corridors, you know? Okay, we're out. Like, seriously, that whole mission, not a single battle? That's kind of lame. And if I'd had a movement speed, think how easy it would have been. A movement power, think how easy it would have been. Alright, so, breaking into the ministry isn't easy. Yeah, it was. We're only able to get this far because of a guy named Paolo Marino. He's an insider we have in the PPD. You can thank him for holding off the patrols of loyalists as long as he could. That info you found sure is weird, though. Looks like this Eddie guy isn't from old San Jose. But where could he be from that the loyalists don't want us knowing? This sure makes me wonder, but we can worry about a question and answer session later. We need to get this info into the right hands. So what do we got for clues? The birthplace of old San Jose. Click here to see how many people in Pretoria, former residents, may want to change to different location. Polstra is a prime example of a citizen who refuses to allow enemies of Pretoria to win. Polstra fought against a large group of resistance in order to protect supplies being sent to one of our many allies out in the east. And the supplies were for children. Oh, this is how they're editing it. Or another group that cannot defend themselves during the fight with the Hamadan. We are proud to have Edward and then Eddie. So this is like, these are edits. As a member of Cole's Guard, finish with a mention of Calvin Scott. The goal is to instill fear into people and make them feel hopeful in Edward's skills. Okay. Well, I think that's enough for now. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is the end of this episode. I will be posting another one in the near future. But until now, I'm Scrapperlock, and this has been City of Heroes Rebirth.